Hi everybody, welcome to Empress Link Up. I'm one of your hosts, Georgia.
I don't know. No, I thought you were gonna do because you. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's called unity. It's Empress Link Up. Good vibes and peace.
Hi everybody, welcome to Empress Link Up. I'm one of your hosts, Georgia.
I'm Ali. And I'm Jamelia. And we'd like to welcome you to join in on our Empress Link Up. It's all about us letting you guys have a more intimate look on how we discuss certain issues and how we basically bond.
And vibe on a daily basis. Well, not a daily basis, but whenever we're around with each other. Well, I mean, today our first topic is going to be about sisterhood. It only makes sense because we're introducing, you know, Empress.
A new show with 3 Empresses. And what is good about this show, and I think what we all love, is the fact that we're bringing you views and different opinions about certain topics, you know.
So, you know, a lot of people have been saying, especially on social media, that, you know, black women, especially women, don't have like a bond and a kind of trust within each other. And I'm always like, I don't know what y'all talking about, because my Empresses and I get along perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I could call you up Sam, I could call you up Jamelia, and we have an understanding and trust within each other. And so we really want to talk about, you know, why it is that, why it's so important, and why
how it happens so naturally.
Exactly.
Well, the thing is, we can say that we're actually fortunate though to have like us 3 and how we bond and everything, because not everybody or every female has that connection with other females. They're just like on their own, and then they feel like they have to be more masculine and take on things that they don't really need to take on. When they should have like a sisterhood or a tribe or some people they can go to and be open and free and talk to each other about certain things. Not everybody has that. So you find where, especially for African Americans or black people, it's like a lack of community, because you know, women are the matriarchs of the community. So once you have that system set up, everything should flow easily.
Where the nurture is.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we just don't have that bond. So I think it's important for us to bring ourselves and like show other women that it's okay to not feel like you're in competition all the time.
We're the first teachers also, I think, because everything starts at from home. Yeah. So it's like we're usually not actually the head of the household, but we're the ones to instill a lot of the discipline and the lessons, and you know, say, oh, don't do that, and be loving, or you know, go show your brothers some love, stop yelling, or you know, brothers, sisters, it doesn't matter. So it's like if we don't start showing that to our other sisters around us, then it's not gonna spread to the rest of the community.
Yeah.
Right. You know? And we could touch on why we're so disconnected as females, maybe, and also ways that we can change that. What do you think?
Well, I feel like women are like creatures of emotion, and because sometimes we can carry some insecurities about ourselves, it's like we bring those insecurities with us when we're preeing other women. It's like before I go and be her friend, it's like automatically, because I have certain insecurities, I have to be guarded and think that she's of any competition to me. When the way it should be is like, if you do have some insecurities, this should be somebody you can confide in potentially, or you know, reason about certain things, and you know, have some yoni energy around you, and not just, you know, be in this masculine driven world that we live in.
I mean, I definitely can relate to that. I mean, I've grown up pretty insecure about myself too, and you know, looking back, I could definitely say that I had moments where I felt like I had to like big myself up more than another woman to kind of make myself feel large. But in reality, when you're digging through those layers, it's an insecurity thing and not being sure of yourself. And I think once you begin to know yourself and love yourself, you start seeing yourself in other people and other people into you.
There we go.
You know?
And you don't have to take away from
your
their
energy.
greatness.
Yes. And then your energy attracts what you get. So if you're putting out a certain energy out there, you start seeing more women like you come around, and then you say, wow, I can really see something about myself in this Empress. And I know I'm an Empress in my own right, and she's a queen in her own right. And we can come together and bond and not be so fragile around each other.
Yeah, like, oh my God, she cute. She have a nice body. Oh God, something like that.
But that's how we came about naturally. Yeah, it was never like, oh, so I want to go and be her friend. It was just like, okay, hey, oh, I like that outfit or something, and then it just slowly but surely, it just happened.
Yeah, because I met
you first at a Chronix concert.
Yeah, we met at a Chronix. I was looking back, I was like, no, familiar. And
I was right next to her, like, I still remember you had your head wrap, and I think you had your camera too. Yeah. And you had on no makeup, and I was like, this girl is so beautiful. But you know, I say nothing, then she'd be like, something like that.
And then, me and her linked that way, and then I met you at a fun event. So it
because you two already knew each other.
Yeah.
And then we and her already knew each other from Facebook.
Yeah, from Facebook too. And I always used to be stalking her pictures on Facebook, like, wow, she's so gorgeous, and her eyes look nice.
Yeah.
And then we all click.
So we met in person at a baby shower.
Yeah.
And then from then, don't say that. We don't age,
No, but I think that's what I always say when I talk about you guys. One thing I love about you is that you're all equally just beautiful in your own way. You're both unique looking, you're gorgeous, you're smart, you're funny. And I feel like you guys are alpha females, like you're secure and so powerful. And to know that I could be surrounded by women like that and not feel kind of inferior, that's powerful.
But then that also says something about you as a person.
Sam and I were parents, we're mothers, and so that means so I feel that's definitely needed within a tribe, because I might not know everything. None of us knows everything, and there might be something I could learn from any one of you, and vice versa. There might be something I could always teach one of you, but I feel it's all about being humble, about willing to learn, so that we could spread that to our tribe, and then, it's all about us growing as people.
What's also important is that we have three completely different lifestyles
and personalities,
but we're still able to be friends.
Right.
Because you have some women that be like, oh, I don't know how to be, like, people who have children and people who don't have children. It's like, what are you guys gonna do? Because I have children. It's like you can't connect on certain levels, but you don't have any children, and we have children, and it's like we all got children.
Right.
Yeah, we just all blend, but that doesn't happen for everybody.
There's a balance.
Definitely a balance.
And understanding, definitely. Great too. I feel also we could also look at sisterhood where we could teach something to our brothers too, because if they could look at us and see that we could all get along, then that makes them want to elevate themselves a little bit better, because I'm sure a lot of guys see a lot of women like, oh yeah, that's my bestie, that's my friend, and then she, like,
they don't talk.
But then but then when she's not around, it's like, when the person that they're talking about is not around, it's a different type of energy, and then guys look at women like, oh, women are so shady.
Well, the man who have to deal with any of my empresses have to deal with me. So they already know that our bond is tight. We don't play no foolishness or anything like that. And that's something that, is so important, that they know that we have each other and we don't play around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not gonna be you mess up and she's gonna be crying.
You have to deal with this.
In a tribe.
Exactly.
You don't play that.
It's a package deal.
Pull up real quick.
That's for one of us. You get all of us coming for you.
I mean, also honesty.
Yeah.
People aren't honest anymore. Women aren't honest with each other anymore because they feel, being sensitive or they want to be fake about it. And when the person gone, I know for a fact that you guys will tell me straight up about myself. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. And I need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need
That's
that
true.
kind of openness and bluntness with each other, whether it hurts or not. But of course, you know you're coming with
love. Yeah, but
and knowing when to when to deliver the blunt and hard truth,
yeah,
and when to say, you know what, she doesn't need to be discouraged, or she doesn't need to be judged right now.
But people can't be honest. You can't be honest with your friends if you're not honest with yourself first. That's what I'm saying. Everything starts with self. Seriously, how can you look at somebody else unless you're just being a hypocrite?
Right.
But how can you look at somebody else, and especially people like to tell you about yourself, but when you start telling them
about themselves,
then they have a problem. And if you're not whole within yourself, or if you're not a person that can really reflect and say, you know what, let me listen to my friend because she's not. I know that she's not going to be telling me.
It's not
anything.
from a malicious place.
Yeah.
It's with good intent.
With love. Then let me look at it and consider it and see what is it I'm doing that would make somebody even say that. People don't like to reflect, so you find that's where things get messy. Yeah.
My sister my Empress them look good. They look great.
Same to you, sis.
No, but seriously, I love these girls. I can't live without my friends, my tribe, because I go through some stuff on a daily basis, and I have to call you guys up. Like, listen to my woes right now. Doesn't matter what time, I could call you guys, and we need that. Not only with friends, but seeing strangers and other sisters on the street.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you walk down the street and girls looking at you all kind of crazy, and I'm like, why is that? You know what I mean? Yeah. Why can't we see another queen and be like, wow, she's gorgeous? Or like, sis, your shoes them nice. Where you get them from? Payless? Okay, I'm going to go.
That you know? Compassion too. That like we have women naturally are, well, I won't say we're more compassionate, but it's just an innate thing for us where we have that deep in us. So it's like if we could actually practice showing that.
And another point too is that you don't have to be friends with everybody.
You don't have to.
Right? No, for real.
No, we don't.
You can just you can just see your queen over there and just respect her space, and you respect your space, and y'all just, you know, you recognize each other and you say, okay,
have a nice day.
Keep it moving, right?
You're doing your thing over there, and so you don't have to be friends with everybody. So it's not just about like walking around like.
And all that, like, oh my God, everybody is
hey,
the best person in the world.
You know, you just know your space, but the ones that you have close to you is the ones that
really matter.
Yeah. And then that's it.
And make you who you are too, you know? Because it's like, there's a saying where it says, like, majority of the people that you hang around, like, you're the average of the people that you interact with. So it's like, usually who we are is because of who we were around and what they were and what they weren't also, you know? It automatically gravitates.
Changing energies and stuff.
Exactly. Other than events, but like, what do you think we bond over the most, basically, as women?
But that's the thing about women, we bond over anything.
That's true. It is true.
And we don't need nothing to bond. You know, like what
men have sports and food and beer.
What don't we talk about?
Right. We talk about everything.
And we see everything. And we just talk. You know, we don't have to come to know. We just come together. So we can bond over anything. It's
true
just
sisterhood. You could, because some sisterhoods it's like only over gossip or only over. You know,
true.
like, of course, everybody's not have their friends. They call and be like, listen, let me spill this tea real quick. But
that shouldn't be like the basis
thing,
of your interactions, you know? Everything is about balancing life. So, you know, you have your little girl talk here. You heard about this girl? But at the end of the day, it should be about upliftment. And you should always feel fulfilled when you're around other women. Yeah. You know?
And if that's not the case, you need to change up the people around you or in your circle, honestly. Or make it to the circle tighter. Start removing.
Circle tighter.
It's true.
Mine
drifted real quick.
Idea called the token black girl. And we know that competition is not only a black woman thing, it's a woman thing, period. But because I'm black, my friend them black, my mother black, around me, you know, it's something that I've noticed, the idea that, you know, there can only be one black girl that's, you know, the star or shining, you know? I feel like we've always been pinned against each other, to compete against each other.
One spot.
You know, and especially when we're living in this macro society of other races that, you know, they have an advantage. You know, so we always feel as though it's 5 of them and it can only be 1 of us. I can't bring my sister with me. I can't bring my other sister with me. It has to be that one person. Yeah. And it's such a damaging mentality because we could work together. We can work together and kind of like, I want to see you shine. I want to help you out. Let's do it together. Because the more that we do it together, there's room for both of us. And I always find that it's
but that comes with what we must discuss then is the brainwashing part of it. Is because why would you feel that you can't bring your sister is because you want to be so much accepted by them. Right? So you feel like as if you don't want to bring your own because they're gonna feel like that's too much. Now if we didn't have that mentality, come on. I don't really care. I don't really care about what you feel like I should bring over, or if you feel like it should be one person in a spot. I'm not really caring about what those other macro races of people are doing because I'm here to build my black people. That's what people are not really understanding is that we need to stop thinking about everybody else and start thinking about ourselves collectively because they're not thinking about us. I don't know if we haven't figured that out. Maybe we should just say it now. They ain't thinking about us. No. They think about them and they're using us for what they need to get done. What we need to start doing is reversing that. We need to stop looking at them as if they do everything right. Because basically what they're doing is everything they stole from us. So we need to understand that.
Lord. It's sad that it's that way because, you know, that makes, like we said, a division and it's a divide and conquer mentality instead of us saying, you know what, I want to pull you in and then, listen girl, when I get up, you come in too. Because all of us, we always say, when one of us gets on, all of us gets on. But some people are like, oh, nope, I'll see you at the top if you get there. Like, we don't need that at all. So, what do we feel like within our community could change the outlook of sisterhoods? I feel like sometimes sisterhoods are looked at as like a clique. A clique, yes, exactly. You know, instead of it being a positive or even like cultish and.
No, what can happen is that you will have women that vibrate on the same frequency and get together, and then judge other women who have not made it there yet.
That's definitely something we need to talk about.
That's where the cliquish, cultish thing comes in. Is because just because I look a so-called certain way, doesn't mean I have to sit here and judge other people who are still trying to get there. Because everybody, first of all, has their own journey. So, and that's the thing. We have to always remember that we were once there. Right. We didn't just get here just.
We didn't wake up with each other like, oh, there you go.
So we were 3 separate pieces that came together. So we can't, especially, let me just say this, because, you know, if we want to talk about the so-called conscious community, and how you have some girls that look conscious, they like to judge other girls that don't look conscious, and just because you so-called have a tribe where, you know, half of y'all don't even like each other, have mercy, don't look on other people, and that's why that is also why some girls just don't even like to have friends, other female friends, because like it's too messy,
underlying
and everybody wants to stay separate.
You
know, they feel like they're gonna be judged once they come in, so we need to cut all of that out. Snip it. We don't need anybody feeling like they better. Everybody can exactly be beautiful on their own. And just because you look conscious don't mean you are. To get that out there.
To nurture, you know, so that we all can grow. Just like it's like a plant. Like where I feel like we're the roots of a lot. Well, everything that we plant is a seed, you know, but I feel like it's deep rooted in women and how we continue to nurture that plant to grow, you know. So as we continue that.
And one of the biggest things that we even mentioned that we have to remember is that we give life. right?
Yes.
And that is the biggest
yes, God.
Yeah, there was a Jamaican song in my head just now, but that's let me leave that record. Something bring life.
So once we all start to vibe on the same frequency and have the same flow and have the same intentions, you'll really see how, like, for the generations, like when we give birth, for the generations of the children, they're gonna be different.
They're gonna be
they're coming from a different
our children,
right? They're coming off of a different flow. So we want to thank you guys for joining us for our first episode of Empress Link Up. It was so great because this is like our baby, and we've been thinking about this for such a long time because we know that this is needed in our community to help uplift other people. And so thank you for joining us, and please, if we want you guys to join in with us, so what you can do is, if you have any topics that you would like us to talk about or anything that you would like us to speak about, you can email us at empresslinkup@gmail.com, and we'll read through them and pick topic and see what we want to throw out there.
And make sure you comment and you click the subscribe button.
Yes, come back. We'll be back
join
next
us again.
week.
Yes.
So
Take care.
bye. Peace.